What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Pepe's price has had quite the 24 hours, and I want to give you a quick update on what's going on, what we're seeing, and why what we saw yesterday was absolutely insane. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And guys, don't forget, if you do want to start trading a little bit of Bitcoin, Solana, Sweet, and many more today on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can use that BTCC link down below. If you do use my link specifically on this landing page, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that if you deposit, say, $4,000, they're going to give you $400 on the spot to start trading with. Whatever profit you make from that $400 is all for you, no strings attached. This is literally an opportunity to make free gains during a bull market on a very good platform. So if you want to go check that out, of course, I will leave the link down there for you, and you can go check it out yourself. Now, to give you a little bit of context, okay, as to what has been going on, let's kind of take a quick look at what we've been talking about for Pepe so you can understand why what we saw yesterday was so ridiculous. So what we saw yesterday was the fact that, or what we saw before yesterday was just the fact that, of course, Pepe has been making a systematic breakout of this descending channel. You know, Pepe's price was going up, 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 and up, and as its price was pushing higher and higher, I was constantly telling you guys, like, hey, we're gonna end up having to see Pepe cool down and pull back. In order for Pepe to truly reach those levels that we want it to, right, the 4 level, the 5 level, the 6 level, it's gonna have to pull back. We just know that, right? You look at something like your daily RSI, for example. You go out, whenever we were hitting this high, the daily RSI was pushing up towards the 90% threshold. You can only go so far, right? At some point, you're going to have to come back to earth, and that's what I was warning you guys about. Now, as we did start to see that pullback form, and as we started to see things, of course, kind of calm down a bit, we started noticing the descending channel for Pepe, and I told you, oh snap, this is so bullish. This is a very good thing. While everybody else was freaking out that Pepe was down, 15, 20%, we were recognizing the bullishness of this move and the implications that at some point, Pepe's likely going to break up here. And so, of course, because of that, we were doing some purchasing towards the bottom side of this channel. As we did get the breakout towards the upside, we laid out the 3-step confirmation, the 3-step verification. Step 1, back test, hold support. Step 2, break above the bottom side of the green box. Step 3, break above the top side of the green box. I told you once those 3 things were accomplished that Pepe was then going to have a breakout target towards its upper Fibonacci levels, and that I do think that opens the door for a more macro long-term move towards what I think could be the 4 level. I think the 4-5 level. I mean, I think that we could see Pepe truly push these levels. If we look at our Fibonacci zones, right, I told you all that at least I think we could see this bad boy hit up towards, 290, pushing towards, 33 or something towards these upper Fibonacci's. And we got damn close. We didn't get there on the money, but we got super close. But this just went to show that we definitely are open for this. Like, this type of move towards these levels is very possible, which was at the time, that was a move of like 30-40%, and we did accomplish some of that. And so obviously things have been looking good, and we've been kind of on point, honestly, with Pepe. Like, not trying to brag, but I mean, we've been super on point with what Pepe's price has been doing, and I want to keep going because what we saw yesterday was absolutely fantastic. It's almost to a degree in which I don't even care what happens now in the short term, because it does just signal to me that what we've been hoping for is very, very, very likely, right? In the sense that we will be able to see Pepe over time be able to push up towards these higher levels. So I'm going to explain all of that in a little bit here, but of course, I just wanted to give you a quick recap as to what has been going on, so now you can start to understand a little bit more about, kind of what we should start to expect next. Now, I will warn you, some of the things I'm about to say, now that we're about to move forward a little bit, are going to be a little bit complicated and confusing, especially if you're newer to the space. So all I ask from you is if you are someone who is new to the space and you're just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, or if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you're already advanced, but you're just trying to add more tools to the toolbox, all that I ask you is to just stick around to the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing over in the Discord server, because all of these lessons and classes and coaches and signals and all of these things that we're providing here are generating our community hundreds of percentages in gains every single day. Even on days like yesterday where everything was falling, we had members dropping 200, 100, 200, 300% gains on a consistent basis. So again, if you're someone who wants to just get better at this whole crypto thing, all I ask from you is to stick around at the end of the video. So now that we've done the recap, okay, let's kind of dive a little bit more deeply into what is going on now and what insane thing happened yesterday. So as you all know, the market absolutely nosedived yesterday. If you were on the live stream, dude, we were just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I mean, we saw the total market cap of altcoins fall literally within a 4-hour span, basically 11%. And what I thought was going to happen was that Pepe was going to get absolutely decimated as a result of that. And that's what you would just assume, right? You would assume a meme coin, especially one like Pepe, Pepe that's not, kind of your biggest one, right? It's not like Doge, right? It could be one day, but it's not right now. And so, of course, because of that, you would think it would have gotten, absolutely wiped out. And it just broke to the upside, right? Whenever you see cryptos, guys, break to the upside, you got to think, we just made this move upward. So people are going to start taking profits. They're still feeling the bullishness of the profit that they're in. So the moment that this market gets scary, seeing them immediately take profits and get out is what you would expect. But that's not what Pepe did. Now, sure, Pepe did pull back a little bit. I mean, it had a pretty sizable pullback, 15%. But in comparison to many of those other alts that we were seeing, I mean, we were seeing other ones bigger than Pepe dropping 20% yesterday, 25% yesterday through in this week, when Pepe didn't. Whereas you know what Pepe did? Pepe did exactly what I told you we should hope for. What I told you we should hope for is that Pepe can start trying to build a foundation of support on top of the green box. You guys remember how for like 2 weeks I was telling you this pesky green box was our key to the upside? Well, you got to think about it. If it's such an important point of resistance, obviously it's going to end up being funneled and transferred into a very important point of support. When the bulls can capture land, let's go full Game of Thrones mode, right? You got to think of it. When the price is down here below the green box, this is like land, okay? The bears are defending this land. The bears don't want you to get in this land, so they're going to try to fight to keep the bulls out. But once the bulls knock down that wall and they conquer that land for themselves, as the bears start trying to fight again and bring the price back towards these lower levels, the bulls are now going to be stepping in, trying to stop the bears from bringing it back through this level. They don't want to lose this land that they just captured, right? And so what you have to imagine that as is a sense of, there's a battle here. And so in that sense and in that, thought process, right, that leads to what's called an RS flip. Resistance to support flip. And what that means is that what was previously a resistance zone provided by the bears should now try to be a support zone provided by the bulls. And if you can flip a major zone of resistance into support, oftentimes you will see that result in a big move upwards, because this is just another win for the bulls. The bulls take that land from you, they defend that land from the bears, and then boom, we can go to the upside because the bears are so exhausted from getting their butts whooped for so long, right? And so because of that, that's kind of the way that I think about it a bit. And that's exactly what we saw from Pepe yesterday. Now, what we saw yesterday was as the market was dumping, Pepe came right back into this little pesky green box, and it held support extremely well. We dropped down into it once, and we recovered. We dropped down into it twice, we recovered. We dropped down into it again, we recovered. And we are pushing back down towards it right now, which is something to consider, right? So that doesn't mean that we still might go through it, but it's not really the point. Because the whole point is that we want to see Pepe being able to sustain this breakout. As this price has now made this higher high, we want to see a higher low. That low doesn't have to be in the green box. The low can be a little bit more down here and then continue upwards. That's all we're aiming for. But the reason why we wanted to see this green box hold up was quite simply because it is a strong level, and the more that we can see these levels hold up, the more it's going to kind of slow down this pullback a bit. Because remember, the bears only have so much energy. They only have so much energy for these little battles that we're seeing, right? And so as we do see them lose a battle here, lose a battle here, lose a battle here, even if they do eventually win that battle, how much more juice are they going to have? They're not going to have much more juice. They're not going to have much more energy, because they, of course, had to fight right here, and they're fighting against the tide, guys. We're in a bull market. Bears are fighting against the tide every single day. And so slowing them down right here makes it more likely that even if the price comes down a bit, that the bulls are going to eventually win here and do what the long-term goal is, which is establish that higher low and try to push the price upwards. And so what we're seeing right now, in my opinion, is extremely good. I think we're in a spot to where, again, sure, Pepe's price might come back down through this green zone, and if so, it's totally okay. We still have our bottom side golden zone. I mean, if we get rid of this, you have to remember, we still have our own bottom side golden zone, which doesn't start until the 2-0 level, until the 1947 level. And so even if it loses right here, we have another major point of support, which is also a major liquidity zone sitting directly below that. And so in my opinion, yes, although it might feel a little bit scary because we're seeing Pepe down a good bit right now, we are in a spot to where the bulls are really stepping in and doing a fantastic job. And so because of that, my thought process here is that if I am going to be doing a little bit of buying on Pepe, I would be doing a little bit of buying within the green box, and maybe just saving a little bit more purchasing power for if it does fall through, right? Do a little bit of buying right here, and if his price does hold there, continue upwards, oh great, our purchase does good. Obviously, I'm not doing huge buys, quite simply just because, I did a bunch of buying at the bottom side of this channel and on the breakout right here and the one step of the three-step verification. So to me, I'm not going to be doing a huge bit of purchasing just because I've done a lot recently. But I do think that buying in a key support zone like this is a decent idea, and if Pepe's price does come back down, I'll be buying within that golden zone for sure, because there's a very good chance Pepe at least tries to break out of that to the upside. So because of that, guys, again, I know it might feel a little bit scary and it might feel a little bit worrying, like, oh snap, we're in a bad spot and all this stuff. If you look at it for what it is, Pepe held up extremely well yesterday, and I'm under the belief that that is an implication that once this market does start going back in the bullish direction, that Pepe is going to have a damn good run. Because think about it, if in the bearish times Pepe doesn't drop a lot, what do you think happens in the bullish time? Pepe will usually pump a lot. And especially considering we just broke out of this consolidationary zone, oh yeah, I think we're opening up a beautiful door here. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Pepe. I wouldn't be too worried about the day that we're seeing right now. And if it does continue lower, let it. Like I said in the live stream yesterday, let it burn, baby. If it needs to burn, if we got to pull back a little bit like this to get slingshot to the top side, let it happen. Because like I told you yesterday, when you have that slingshot, the more you pull that bad boy back, the further you're going. And so if it wants to pull back, let it pull back, because that means that we're going to go higher and higher. And so I like what I'm seeing from Pepe, and I just wanted to give you that quick little update, letting you know, hey, Pepe's in a good spot. So, of course, as the days do go by, I will continue to give you, hopefully one update every single day on what Pepe's price is doing, especially as we do start interacting with this key zone of support right below us right now. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you were somebody who's just simply trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, what I want you to do is check out the Discord server. Now, in order to get access to the Discord server, guys, it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, either $17 a month or $5 a month. And when you do sign up over on Patreon, in that link down below, you're going to get access to this Discord server, which comes with Insights with Tyler, where I give my thoughts and ideas and insights about things. Sometimes when I'm buying and selling, changes to my portfolio. Sometimes it's just general advice on things that I'm seeing in the market. You get daily technical analysis on your favorite cryptos every day. You get fundamental analysis on the actual market itself. We have 2 teams of professional traders who are posting their buy and sell signals every single day. And remember, these are pro teams. So all of they're living their livelihood in order for them to eat relies on them making good trades. So you can learn directly from them and see the things that they're doing. We just had Pro Trade Team 2 knock in a 136% gainer this morning, which was sweet. We have this exclusive show, Crypto Vault Live, every single day, Monday through Friday at 12, where Crypto Moses takes you through the market exclusively just for Discord members. We have premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci, bull market investing. We have live workshops with coaches. We actually have one in 5 days, I believe. Yep, 5 days on December 15th, where we're going to be going a little bit deeper into altcoin investing. We have beginners courses on things like technical analysis for beginners, leverage trading for beginners. These are 30-minute long classes, guys, that go through all the basics. This has vocabulary, cheat sheets, 18-page presentation, 20-page presentations, all types of stuff, and then tips with Tyler, which are just these little 2-3 minute long videos on random things such as how I take profits, setting up my Fibonacci's, and much more. Now, on top of all of that, you have access to the community where premium members can ask questions directly to myself and some of the other 6 coaches in the server who answer them every single couple hours. And then, of course, all of that has been contributing to building a community that is printing gains, because our whole goal is to cultivate a community of people who are trying to just get better at crypto. So all of these lessons we're teaching are developing into strategies for people, and these strategies are printing them. Hundreds of, this is just yesterday. On a terrible day like yesterday, people were still printing hundreds of percentages of gains, and that just goes to show the resiliency of the server. And so if you want to be somebody who is elevating like all of these people are, we have over 700 members just within the last month. So if you want to become part of that and you want to start printing some gains yourself, again, all that I ask from you is to just go check out that Discord server down below, because it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, and I think that's great value. So of course, let me know what you think down below, and if you have been enjoying these videos every single day, 8-9 videos a day, please do let us know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. But I do have a couple more videos planned for today, so make sure that you stay tuned for those, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.